Do you remember the first time you killed someone?
Yeah.
Yes.
We were ambushed. My bus was blown up.
I shot I think twice. I think 2 soldiers. One of them died, the other one still alive.
My head was ringing, everything was in slow motion, and there was a rifle on the ground.
It was with him.
I picked it up and ran towards the gunfire.
I come to him, I look to his face with the flashlights.
I was down, and all I could see was his head and shoulder. He had a hard hat on.
He told me, just finish me, just finish. I don't want to live, so I kill him.
My first kill was this guy. I just watched him running from a tree to a larger rock outcropping right in front of us. He might have been 100 meters away. Aimed my grenade launcher at him and fired, and I just watched my round go right in and just nail him right at his feet with just guts. It's pretty rad.
And then when I could see a silhouette, I blasted him. Silhouettes. They're not real people, they're just targets.
I am speaking to you from the cabinet room at 10 Downing Street.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Un'ora segnata dal destino batte il cielo della nostra patria. And the complete ordering of all the resources, human and material, in this Commonwealth for the defense of this Commonwealth.
Suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces.
La dichiarazione di guerra è già stata consegnata agli ambasciatori.
December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed.
They were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from. A state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with.
Some of us have been inclined to forget about our gas masks. It's important that we should be prepared against gas. You all have a gas mask, and you ought to carry it and also to practice wearing it. Put it on for 10 to 15 minutes, one day a week. It may be a little irksome at first, but you'll soon get used to it. But you'll soon get used to it. But you'll soon get used to it. But you'll soon get used to it.
They're not real people, they're just targets.
Is that how you kind of saw it? Would you try to disconnect them as people?
That was what we were taught to do. I just thought, that just came out. I didn't, that was what we were set, you know, those aren't people, those are silhouettes.
My dad was in the Army. He talked about his experiences in the Army all the time. My grandfather was in World War II. Our neighbor behind our house was in World War I. So I grew up with all these stories from them. I just really kind of idolized it. And that's what I wanted to do from a young age.
I am amazed by some of the things that you've accomplished. You are an incredible sniper, and the longest target that you hit in combat, 2,100 yards away, which is 21 football fields away.
Yes, sir.
Well, when I got to I literally expected to be welcomed with open arms and being showered with wine and flowers and kisses. It was as though I was invisible. It was as though I didn't exist. And I grabbed him by the arm and said, what are those guys doing? Supposed to be helping these people. And he turned to me and he looked at my hands on his arm. I sort of took them off and he said, "You better keep your mouth shut until you know what's going on around here."
Do you miss anything about war?
I miss every goddamn second of it. The war was awesome. It was so primal and deep, almost. It felt like ancestors were inside me. You know, like you're doing something that mankind's been doing ever since we've had mankind. I mean, the two things we've been doing ever since we came out of whatever we evolved from are fuck and kill.
Help, somebody get up here and help me. I'm alone.
Craig's been hit, let's go, hurry up.
Scared to death, scared to death.
The whole situation is like almost like an out-of-body experience where you're looking down on this situation.
It's just pulling the trigger. You really just turn it into a job. You just want to get it done. Because then you go home, you can go back to your bed, have a fake beer, and jack off.
Do you find that you can work quite well in your mask?
Yes, quite easily.
And it's quite comfortable, is it?
Yes, you soon get used to it.
Did you feel it was wrong at the moment?
No, I was trying to I didn't give a fuck who he was. I was trying to keep me alive. I wasn't, it wasn't me and it was me and anybody that's got to get, oh man, this is hard.
I am not yet born. Oh, hear me. I am not yet born. Console me. I fear that the human race may with tall walls wall me, with strong drugs dope me, with wise lies lure me, on black racks rack me, in bloodbaths roll me.
If I focus about all this stuff, in 1 minute, if I focus, I lose my mind.
We want you guys to know what we've been through so you can understand what we've been through, but we don't want you guys to know what we've been through.
Good evening. It's rare that we have to warn you right from the top of the newscast about what you're about to see, but the photo we're going to show you has quickly resonated across the world as a heartbreaking symbol of an utter human catastrophe that we can't close our eyes to.
I am not yet born. Oh, hear me. Let not the man who is beast or who thinks he is God come near me.
No, the kills aren't, no, it's just that you, later, after you get home, he was a young man just like I was, only he was in his country, trying to keep me, the son of a bitch that's trying to take his country, from taking his country. I didn't try to make it wrong, it just was wrong.
The first time parents expressed grief over their son's suicide and vowed to help other war veterans to avoid the same fate. Just a few weeks ago, Daniel Summers, who served 2 tours in took his own life. He was just 30 years old.
Sadly, he is not the first veteran to do so, but it's what he left behind that has so many now paying attention.
Came home from deployment tour much different than when he left.
Daniel was a hugger, and he wasn't a hugger anymore when he got home. He didn't like to be touched.
I cried because it's never the end.
I think it would help. I think every veteran should talk.
And to be in that mindset of war every day and then to come back and there's no reintegration program. You know, you go right from the battlefield to back at home.
22 push-up challenge.
22 push-up challenge. The cause is a very serious one.
22 veterans a day are committing suicide, and it's way too many people.
Raise awareness for veteran suicide prevention.
Would dragoon me into a lethal automaton, would make me a cog in a machine, a thing with one face, a thing, and against all those who would dissipate my entirety, would blow me like thistledown hither and thither, or hither and thither like water held in the hands would spill me. Let them not make me a stone, and let them not spill me, otherwise kill me.
Do you remember the first time you killed someone?
Yeah.